Hello everybody and welcome to Mistpaw Ravine. This is a game by one single solo dev called John Nielsen, and we are going to be looking after some cats that got abandoned by their witches. So they all fly around on brooms and do magic and stuff like that, but they need a little bit of care because they don't have their owners anymore. So I'm going to look after them for the next hour and a half to 2 hours while we have a look at the demo. So let's jump in. I'm going to call the settlement Snugglepaw because I don't know, it sounds cute. All right, so look at the adorableness of this. If I colored a game, this is how I would color a game. Okay, so let's start off with the tutorial. So the lantern is working, boss. The mist is cleared just enough to start our settlement. So they're in a misty valley and they've like surrounded by cloudy, misty stuff. Let's start collecting resources so we can get building. Now then, put a couple of woodcutters down. So I'll put one over here and I'll put one over here. And they will build those and they will get to chop in some wood. Continue. Cats without any other job will automatically construct buildings you place. Once completed, an available cat will assign themselves to the woodcutter and start working, which they are doing. Second one is built, so continue. We need to start clearing this mist so we can expand. We'll also need it to create water. Your new handheld lanterns are perfect for this. Okay, so handheld lanterns. Let's have 2 of those as well. Mist collectors. Let's put one around here somewhere. So we can have sort of little wood clearing and mist clearing areas together a little bit. Go on and build it. Build it, build it, build it. Oh yeah, they're built. Lovely. So we need water so we can start growing food for our cats. Very important. Mist extract can be converted into water using a water source. Build a water source on an empty ravine. Its worker will begin producing water and create a river. Ensure it's powered by placing it within the range of the town centre. So this needs power. First one that does. If you're out of cats, you can pause another building to free up its workers. Buildings can be paused by selecting them and clicking on the pause button. So for example, I can pause that, or I can just remove the cat from it, depending on what I want to do. Okay, but we don't need that. We've got plenty of leftover cats at the moment. So let's build a water spout. I'm going to build it here. Maybe here, maybe there, actually. We'll build it there. And what that will do is make some sort of, it'll make like a grassy area around here, and we can use that for kind of farming and things, but it'll show you that in a minute, I think. Come on, you can do it, little cats. A little builder cat there. I love how they all kind of, well, when you've got it on normal speed anyway, they kind of dance in time to the music, but when you have it on twice the speed, they kind of like go a little bit out of sync. Okay, so water spout, are you going to give me any water? Not yet. Might take a while. We've got some mist that we've been collecting, so that should be used, hopefully, to put water into here. There we are, look. Water is going into the ravine now. Lovely. So let's continue. Farmers plant and harvest crops. Build a farmhouse near where you'd like to grow crops. Crops must first be placed within range of a farmhouse, but to be honest, the range is quite large, seemingly. Before the farmers will get to work, crops that are not on grass will not grow and will eventually die. So we want to use our nice grassy area for our farms. So let us build a farmhouse. So you see how big the area is that it can cover? It's massive. So we don't need to worry too much about where we place our crops and things. So I'm going to place some crops. It's wanting me to put 20 rads around, and I'm just going to use most of this area at the moment for crop usage. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Perfect. And there's plenty of room for more, but we might need another farmhouse depending on how quickly the workers can get through the fields. And you just got to kind of balance that by eye. I'm sure there's probably also a formula, but I'll do it by eye because I don't like maths. And what I think I want to do is to move all the mist extractors as much as I can, if I can. Because the nice thing about this game is you can always move stuff. It's brilliant. It's very, very good. I can't. If I could select it, the cat's kind of in the way here. Yogurt the cat. Come on, oh, there we are, mist collector. Right, so I probably clicked on it a couple of times at that point, but I just want these to be up here so that we can see more of our farmland, you know? I want to be able to see our farmland. So they're doing great. So the farmhouse is just getting built. And once it is, then they'll start planting some rads, some of these little guys here. We've got 11 cats right now, and we've got 2 that are unassigned. And I think a couple of them might be kittens as well. Okay, so we have a farmhouse and we have 20 rads growing, which is perfect for our like 13 cats. I think you need probably at least 1 field per cat. But I'm not really so sure. Okay, so now I need to build them a litter box so that they don't poop everywhere. So I'll put that there kind of centrally. Because if they poop everywhere, they get stinky. So cats like to poop after they eat. If you do not have a litter box, they poop on the floor, making nearby cats stinky. Cats do not like being stinky. As your number of cats grows, be sure to build them more litter boxes to support them. So what I tend to like to do is like wherever there's a cluster of buildings, I put a couple of litter boxes and then maybe one by like the mist collectors and wood collectors. Right, so now storing resources. We'll need dedicated storage buildings to store all of our resources. Assign a storage building stored resources after placing and selecting it. So we need to build a couple of stockpiles, basically. We need 1 for wood, 1 for rads, and then we need 1 for liquids. I'm going to put them over here because I don't think we should be using our lovely, lovely grass area. That should not be used for storing stuff. It should be used for growing stuff. The only reason I have this here, I don't know what kind of... I think I might eventually move the town centre off the grass as well, because it doesn't need to be on the grass. And we'll get some... At the moment it's powering the pump, so it needs to be there. But later on, we'll be able to move it away and put a little sort of pylon or something next to there to keep that one going. So that's fine. Okay, so set this stockpile to rad. Set this stockpile to wood. Set this stockpile of liquid to mist. There we are. Lovely. Right, so homes for cats. The settlement will not succeed without happy cats. Build homes to increase their happiness and allow kittens to be born. Okay, so we need homes. I'm just going to put them near to the town centre. It says to do 5, but I might eventually do 6 there. 10 wood for them. Okay. I'm just going to maybe speed it up even more while they do the homes, because that's going to take a minute. Oh, first home is up. How adorable is this, though? I just love looking after the little cats. They're so cute. I love that they dance. I love the way they chop and the way they garden. And they just so cute. And they wear glasses. It's like, yeah, so cute. Adorable. Hurry up, cats. Get those homes built so you can feel a bit happier. And you can have kittens and you can expand your population. So the spaces in the home will keep the population down. So if you find that you've not got enough cats, more homes. If you find you've got too many cats, do not build any more homes. Make sure you've always got enough food for the cats you have before continuing. Otherwise, you might get a bit of a population explosion and can't feed them and they all starve, because that totally didn't happen to me in my first run. In my practice run. When I say I have a practice run, that usually means it went wrong and I had to redo it. Okay, so we're still very much, and I want to actually get the wood out of here. So let's move the wood chopper here. But I very much do want to make sure that all the mist off the grassy area is gone so that I have a grassy area. Now, one thing that you might notice is that it's using the mist here. So if you decide to fill too many ravines in, you might end up running out of mist. So that's not what we want. What we want is to make the most of our grassy area for the things that actually need it. Now, I believe the homes actually get a little bit of a bonus for being on a grassy area. So anyway, that's something for later. Planks are needed to construct many buildings. They are made in a sawmill using wood. Make sure the sawmill is powered by placing it in range of the town centre. Now, what is the power range of the town centre? Right, it is quite large. That is its power grid when you click on it. So I could have that out here and it would still work fine, which is what I'm going to do, because I don't want it on, again, my grassy area. So I learned a lot from that test run. Grass is precious in this game, which is why we need the stuff around the grass being chopped down, for example. So I'm just going to move this because it doesn't seem like it's doing very much. I'm going to move it over here for now. And I can chop these trees around here. Because we really want to remove the trees as much as we can. And the sawmill is built and we are making planks. Lovely. Okay, so mana is used to unlock new buildings. Cats working at a mana accumulator will gradually gather mana over time. Okay, so I think what I might want to do quickly just before that, because we've got a new thing. I'm going to put another stockpile in, right? And that's going to be for planks. Then we'll work on the mana accumulator. Okay, so you can store planks. So every time we get a new resource, we should get a little stockpile for it. Okay, so now let's go on and build a mana accumulator. Which again might need power. I'm not sure actually whether it needs power or not, but we're gonna build it here anyway. Saying it can't get the required resources. Is it just waiting on planks? Probably, because we've only just started making planks. They haven't had time to like stock any up really, but it'll make everything a bit quicker if while we're doing other things, the planks are being accumulated in the stockpile. Okay, so mana accumulator is go. So we're now going to be able to start having mana points. New buildings are unlocked in the mana research menu. Select a research group and pay the mana cost to unlock the buildings in that group. More advanced research tiers require certain thresholds of cat happiness to be met. Do everything you can to make sure your cats are as happy as possible in order to progress. So we're going to want to go in here to tier 1 and we can unlock power at cost of 2 mana. At 20 mana, we'll be able to unlock forestry. We'll have a logistics unlock at 40. And then when we've got 75, we'll be able to put some decorations in to make them even happier. Right, so let's unlock power. Boop. And just so you know, for the purposes of the demo, I believe we can go up to level 3 and then level 4 look is available in the full game and level 5 also available in the full game. So they're letting us have up to level 3. So there we are. The town centre Generate some power, but in order to power additional production buildings, you'll need generators. Wood power generators produce a lot of power at the cost of wood. To save fuel, generators can be paused in times when you don't need the power. Pylons are used to connect buildings to the power grid. Production buildings within range of a pylon or the town centre are able to draw power from the power grid. Okay. So we will have a little look at power. And I will build a wood-powered generator. Could build it kind of there. Could do with maybe getting some more space actually over, as much as I was trying to get the grassy space unlocked, which is important. Don't get me wrong, it's important. But let's do a little bit over here, get the rest of that grass. And then also where we're building certain buildings on the sandy parts. I wonder if they need another litter box over here. They might do. I'm going to build them one just because I feel like it might be useful for them. I mean, they don't have to walk up and down so much. So let's just put one next to the... We'll just put a little loo next to the plank maker, the sawmill. Plank maker. That's it, boss. The settlement's well on its way to becoming a thriving city. Keep your cats fed and happy. Right? When in doubt, check the mana research menu for new buildings to unlock and construct. I recommend researching and building a forester. You need a steady supply of wood to keep your generators running and powering your water spouts. Good luck, boss. We're all counting on you. Okay. So again, I think the forester is very much... I'm going to build it now. Oh, no, actually, I can't because I don't have... I've got 4 cat happiness, so that's good. I can't because I don't... Oh, I need 5 for level 2. Okay, we'll work on that, I guess. Forester... At 20, we can unlock. Yes, we can. Okay, so let's put that in, shall we? And I'm going to keep farming down to the south. And I'm guessing let's do foresting up to the north. And then they can sort of meet. And then over here, we've got housing. That makes sense. And once the mist is moved, is away a little bit more, I will move the... I'll move the town centre more sort of over where the sawmill is. In fact, I could probably do that now. There's not tons of space. I'm thinking if I move it here, I'm just catching the water thinger. So let's just check. The water spout. Yeah, that's still powered. Wonderful. I don't think there's anything else that isn't powered right now, so that's great. But one thing I can do to make sure that it always has power is to pop a little bit of a pylon near to it. So that will ensure that my water pump, no matter where I move my town centre, my water pump will always have some power. So I think that that's a useful thing to do. Just a couple of pieces of plank. Because the last thing we want is to be messing around over here, trying to make it look pretty, and then that doesn't have any power. That would just be a nightmare. I'm gonna move this litter box just next to the farm. So just so it's like, I like to have them kind of next to buildings. It just feels like that's where they would use them. Okay, gonna move this mist collector and this wood cutter more over to this area. They can just the areas that I want uncovered for various building purposes is where I will be mostly focusing my mist collectors. Then I think I would like this one to be up here and up here. Just get that last little bit. So I've got my full range of grassy area that is made by this, all properly uncovered. If I need a bit more grass, I could always put another one up here, and that would help. But at the moment, what I want is to be... Oh, hang on, one thing. My jar of mist is full, I think. Or close to it. So let's build another jar of mist. I know it's not the neatest in the world, but that's what we got. That's what we got. Okay, so I'm thinking... Doing okay for food and everything, so we could possibly give them one more little cat house. So we can just have a few more cats to do some work for us. We've got 5 not doing anything though. So I'm wondering whether to expand the food production. Not sure. We've got 74 mana now though, so we could have a hauling station and a cleric. That could be useful. Let's go. Hauling station and cleric. Where I would build them, I do not know. Where are they? Oh, they're in here. Okay, hauling station. There's literally no room for it, so I am going to build it on the grass. And once they've cleared a little bit more mist, we'll move it. And then we've also got a gloom cleric. Now, I don't think it matters too much where they go. They could maybe go on the other side here. I figure that, like, for a hauler, it's kind of important that they're central, because they're going to be hauling from one place to another. It's probably be good to have them near to stockpiles as well. However, the mana accumulator probably doesn't really need to be anywhere special. Oh, it needs to be within power range. Okay. Well, why don't we build it like a little pylon then? You can have a pylon and then it can just go over there. And then we don't have to like worry about that taking all the space. Because it just sits there and does that. It doesn't need things brought to and from it. So... And also the nice thing about the pylons, once you've built them, you can sort of move them around. So what I might just move that down there. And then maybe I could build something else that needs power down there as well. So I'm going to now build... Oh, look how happy they are. It's lovely. No one's stinky. No one's gloom touch. No one's sick yet. We could get them decorations. We could get them scratching posts. Don't want to build them on... They need to be on grass, which is something I did know as well. But it's nice if they then also have some decorations and things. So what I basically want on the grass and nothing else is like the... Oh, we haven't built the forester yet, have we? That would be quite useful. Okay, let's get the wood chopper over there. So the mist... Ah, okay, so nice. We've finally... Ooh, there's something up there. I think that might be gloom. So I think we might need to build this gloom cleric quite quickly. Okay, I need to get rid of that tree so I can just move it where I want it. But for now, it can just slightly clip onto the grass. That's fine. Yeah, that's a gloom area, look. So my gloom... Oh, look, he's already at it. Perfect. Oh, it's because I've got it like set to a really... Oh, we're in a gloom storm, look. A couple of seconds left on it. Oh, I need to make that mist. Okay, there we are. I don't want to be losing mist that we've got, so we need to have more storage for it. In fact, let's just go completely... This is maybe going a little bit overboard, but let's just go overboard. Okay, so I'm thinking let's collect mist from kind of over here. I'm also going to want to put a litter box over here because we've got a little bit of a kind of almost a settlement going on now, haven't we? So they're going to want to poop. So let's put a little litter box down. And like I say, this little area, this little sort of magic area, I suppose. It's like the mana cleric kind of wizardy area for my cats. They're fine over here, but it just looks like they're being a bit stinky poopy over here because they don't have a litter box. So I would like that to change. We're waiting for 3 logs. And I would like that woodcutter to move down there. I don't know if they'll clear this up or whether I need to move a litter box over there. Maybe I should build another one up here. I don't think it would hurt to have 4 of them, so... They may clean those stinky poos up, but like wherever I see a stinky poo, I want it to be cleaned, so... I think the hauler cats might do that a little bit, or maybe the leftover... Oh, there's no leftover cats right now. They've all got a job. Oh, you know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? I'll pause not the mana accumulator, but I'll pause the gloom cleric, and then the gloom cleric can go and build things and clean up poos. I think that makes sense. I could also take 1 or 2 off hauling if I need to. There we are. Look, now everything's all cleaned up. So you kind of, it's a bit like RimWorld where you need your haulers. But obviously we have haulers, but you need your, in this one, I guess you need your cleaners. Yeah, they've got nothing stored in there, look. 95, oh, right, so our mist extract is going down a little bit, actually. Oh, I hope that's not a problem. I might need an extra one soon then. Or maybe I should just move this mist collector somewhere a bit closer to the town. Okay, so that's still fine. It's got a really massive area. It's all the way around here, look. I think it should cover that one. I think maybe if we brought it down a little bit, cover a few more trees, but they're just going to carry on going through all those trees until they're done. I don't see a point really in putting a forester in. They're hungry. I might want to give them another farmhouse. Because look, they're struggling, aren't they? Let's put one there. Then we can put more rads in. Because then we can have 4 of them working on it. Got blue trees and we've got rads. I hope that doesn't take away too much water. I don't really know how that works, honestly. Okay, I'm hoping that means we'll be able to get more rads. The stockpile's for 50 and we've been nowhere near filling that, so I think we're okay for that. So the plank stockpile is full, so there's no reason really to have that building doing anything right now, so that could be paused. The generator needs to be there, that's fine. Town centre. We need our haulers to do the hauling. The cleric is not doing anything at the moment. We can move the cleric over a little bit now. Properly onto the sandy bit. Wonderful. But yeah, we've got hungry cats now, so getting extra farmers in, it is definitely useful. And you can kind of build your rads wherever you want, like as long as it's within farm ranges. So like I've got 2 farmhouses now, so anywhere within this grassy area to the south, pretty much I could fill that with plots and it would pretty much cover it, so that's fine. The coverage range is really big, very generous. No, I don't want that. I want to put more rads in. Put them down the side here. And hopefully we will not have, we had 1 stinky cat, we had 1 hungry cat. Storage not set, so that one's not set to mist. Good, we're getting more mist now. That's perfect. Happy with that. Oh, and we've got loads and loads and loads of mana, so let's unlock decorations. We can decorate our houses. Okay, so I think I'm going to move the houses a little bit. I'm going to move them up here, so there's a bit of room around them to put the decorations. Again, the decorations have kind of like a range on them, so you kind of want... I don't know if I want to space these out so I can put decorations in between them. That might be useful, actually. So if I just do this... then they can have decorations down the middle as well. So, decorations. We have a few things. We have stone paths. We have dirt paths. We have cobble paths. We have decorative blue trees. Those are all great and they look nice. But what you really want is increases happiness of cats living in nearby homes. What I didn't realize when I played before was that the stone paths and the blue trees do not actually add to their happiness. So I was building all of those and it was doing absolutely nothing. So I'm going to build some shrubs down the middle. I'm going to build some lampposts, and you can see that really they do have to be like right next door. Lampposts down the edge. And hopefully, because I've got planks in a stockpile this time, it won't take a million years to do. So there we are. We've got our nice decorated cat area. And then you can see on their average cat happiness whether they're happy or not with the decorations. And they are. So they get +2 to their happiness just for the decorations we've got. So they've jumped from 4 to 6. Which means that tier 2 is openable. And once we get 2 more, to up to 8 happiness, then we can unlock tier 3. So the first thing to probably unlock here would be crystals. Usually it's good to go in order. And then once we get another 70 or so, we will unlock grilling, and we'll change the food that they have. Then we'll scale them up to, this will be a double home. So it's actually a triple home because, no, it's actually like a 5 times home. It's a massive home. So you can put 15 cats in it instead of 3. And then a large stockpile that will hold 250 of each resource. So I'd like to change to those. Then while we're saving up for some cat scratching posts, and maybe we could put those along the bottom there or along the top there for them to scratch on, which would be wonderful. Then they'll be so happy because that's an extra one of their happiness points. If they have enough scratching posts, then they will get either an extra 1 or 2 happiness just from that, which will be wonderful. And they'll get another happiness from having grilled fruit. So if I can do those 2, then we'll definitely get to 8. I don't know how you'd get above 8 because you would run out of things to do to make them happy. But I guess that's the problem for full release because we can't really go beyond level 3 anyway. So they might just have like a different thing for unlocking that. It might be like, it'll either be average cat happiness is better, or it will be that you have to have a certain amount of bloom cleared or something like that, you know. They seem to be quite stable on the food at the moment. If I put any more cats in, we're going to need better food. So probably having the whole thing changed over to the fruits before we put in too much in the way of extra homes or anything would be a good idea. And one thing I would say is that the cat population can increase quite a lot. So as much as it might make them temporarily a bit unhappy to be homeless, you're better off demolishing homes before you build new. Otherwise you end up with cats you kind of can't get rid of. So you want to not let them move in, ideally. How are we doing for things like planks? I think we could do with unpausing the plank workshop for a bit, because it looks like we are not full anymore. So all the planks that they used for the decorations need to be replaced. And then we can pause it again and use that cat for something different. Okay, so I feel like we're done with the decoration side of things. The next thing is crystal mining. Now, there are crystals around the place that we can mine, but we haven't gotten to them yet. We need to clear the mist around them. So what I probably need to do for this is to try and get towards it by moving my mist collectors. I'll probably move both of them if I can find them. Where are they gone? There's one. I am actually happy with the tree chopping still being there, because I want to get rid of these little tiny trees first. Can't do anything with them. They're all dead. And I don't want really to be looking at forestry until I'm sorted with all of that. We've got room now to move the hauler over this side. I'd like to move the power station up there. Just gives everything a little bit more space because we now have more space. So why not use it? Just to make things look a bit prettier. We'll have that by the town centre. Little litter box. Let's move that down by one. Oh, I know. It doesn't need power, does it? So we'll put it there, and then we'll put all our stockpiles like around it. Oh no. Okay, so that happened last time. The game does autosave. So I should be able to... and it always happens on moving a stockpile, so maybe we should just not move the stockpiles, but don't worry, I don't think it's gone. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. It just took away some of the movements that I did, so I am going to redo them because I feel like they were good moves. So maybe we'll just keep that as a stockpile area. And maybe what I could do is move some of this stuff around up here. I just thought it looked all very kind of boxed in. So I just wanted to kind of give them a bit more of a space, a bit more of a like a town feeling, you know? I think... yeah, and I can just build things around it. But if that happens again, like I say, it's got a really good autosave function on it. So there's no need at all to worry if it suddenly does that and it's like, oh no, big error. You're like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all cool. So I'm just going to move this mist collector here if I can, which I can, lovely. Because we want to be concentrating on clearing that area towards the crystals. If I can find my other mist collector, that would be great. Where have I put it? I should have two. Don't seem to be... oh, my wood stockpile. That is why they're not doing... right, okay. I need another stockpile then. It needs to be for wood. I hope it doesn't crash when I delete stockpiles as well. It doesn't seem to like me moving them sometimes, especially when they're full. So I'll try not to do that too much. I think you can get away with it a bit. Okay, but we'd probably want to be a bit faster as well. Maybe as well, it would be better for me to move them when I'm in normal speed. Maybe it doesn't like me moving them when I'm in fast speed as well. It could be anything like that. But it's nice to have a few unassigned workers. Reason being that when you have unassigned workers, we want to go to 100 for those. Lovely. Okay. When you have unassigned workers, they will go around and do things like clean up poop and things like that. So... you know, you don't necessarily want your gloom cleric in there unless there's a gloom storm, because they can go and clean poop and they can go and just make sure everyone's all happy and make sure that things are being built as well. It's poop cleaning and building that they generally seem to do, the unassigned ones. So it is important to have a few unassigned. If you don't have any unassigned, then you're going to have stinky cats. It's not good. You don't want stinky cats. That litter box up there isn't really doing anything right now. So I'm going to move that down here so that the guys doing the mist clearing down there have got that. And then I want this mist collector also down here. I think I want both of them trying to work on getting towards this crystal, because that's the next thing I need to be trying to build. So I'm going to start work on the production building, which is the crystal mason. I feel like they could go next to the... can either go like down here, but I feel like they could, that could be a little industrial area, and they could go next to the woodcutter sawmill. Actually, what I should probably do, I'll move that there. I'll move that over there, and then the crystal cutter can be there. As much as the crystals are down here, it probably should be down here. But oh look, okay, cool. I now have space for mining because we've uncovered a crystal. Sadly, that'll mean there's another couple of cats that get used for that purpose, but that's fine. Leave that there because I think that'll look better just there. So I feel like I've got a good space here. I'm not so sure about the organization in the stockpiles, but I don't want to mess with them too much. Everything else looks great though. Right, I'm thinking that I probably want more tree chopping happening around this area. So I'm gonna just move that one over there as well, so that they chop more on this side. I'd like to clear this area out a little bit for all my various buildings and things. And then I might try moving the stockpiles around a bit more. So we got 41 of the rads, which is great. But the thing is, I don't want to be making too many more stockpiles because I know that we've got big stockpiles coming up in 2 upgrades time. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like doing that really. I am going to need a stockpile for the fruit first though, I think. So actually, you know what I'll need first is a stockpile for crystals. So I'll need a crystal stockpile. And then I'm going to need a finished up crystal stockpile. So it will be... You need to just make sure you've got a stockpile for each of the things you've got. So crushed crystal, and we'll need one for crystal blocks. So let's do that one for crushed crystal. And we'll do that one for crystal block. So that's all ready for when they start making those. So the haulers can come down, they can grab the crystals from the miner. The miner has already mined out that crystal. Wow. Don't even know where he put the stuff. Hopefully it's going to go in there, or it'll go up to here. Oh, right. To build the crystal mason, we actually need... Okay, good to know. To build the crystal mason, we need the crushed crystal to start with, so... Got to uncover these crystals. There's oh, they're all in the bottom corner. Look, I'm gonna have to really get the mist away to do this. Let's hope there's some more in the mist that we don't see, but that's going to be quite the challenge, isn't it? Okay, the woodcutters, it looks like they've got most of the trees at the top there, so I'm going to move their stations down here a bit more. I'm wondering whether to put another mist collector in. We've got plenty of mist storage, haven't we? So we could do. I really feel like I want to move the mist storage. Let's slow it down. And hope that it's okay with this. I want to build one more mist storage as well. Eventually these will be replaced though by the bigger one, but for now I would like that. I'm going to move that over there. That looks slightly better. kind of feel like I want to move these over here and to put a gap between each of them. And I probably want to move them all over by one as well to get them off the grass. But that's okay. It's okay at the moment, I think. It looks a lot nicer than it did. Let's put it that way. Ah, cool. We've got another mining spot. Let's go. Let's go mine that, please. I don't know how big the mining area actually is. Oh, I think it might have to be right next to it. Oh, no, it doesn't. I see the mining area now. It's quite big. I was going to say that wouldn't track with what normally happens. Let's keep moving these. Let's move the litter box over here as well. Seems as we've got a little bit of a camp going on down there. May as well have a litter box with it. And may as well move the wood cutting stations down to there too, actually. I am leaving space for a forester, but I'm not going to put the forester in while we still got all these dead trees that we could be using. There's no point. I want the cleared space. Just so you know, a forester is exactly like the farms. Exactly like the farms. So a little guy will come out and he'll plant the trees, basically. It's all lovely. It seems like the rad storage is a bit full as well. I can't wait for the stockpile upgrades, but like I say, I'm not going to do too much about changing that up right now because there's a lot of stuff about to happen. Like grilling. We can start on grilling. So while they carry on trying to get together the crystals, I am going to change them over slowly to making fruits. It must be cooked by a grill to become edible. Ah, okay. So I'm going to need a grill to be built before I change over to fruits. Good to know. I could build it over here. It's probably better if I build it over here because it's closer to all the stockpiles. But then maybe what I should do is put the food stockpiles by the grill and then just have the material building stockpiles over here. Could be a thing. And there's a storage that's not set. Which one? Oh, just the new mist collector one. I don't want to waste any mist, basically. I want all the mist to be collected into a nice jar. Okay, how are we doing for planks? We are doing terribly for planks. Let's get that up and running again then. I would hate to be not able to build something because it didn't have planks. And as much as we are still waiting on the crushed crystal here for the crystal mason. Okay, so food, grill. Oh, right. Yeah, we're going to need crystals for the grill. So I just need to get this going. They're happy. They're healthy. They aren't struggling for gloom. They have some extra people to clean poop. So I think we're all good. We just need to get right down this bottom corner though, and that's kind of annoying. But we'll keep going. I've got a destination in mind, so let's keep going towards it. But it would be really easy to want to fill all these ravines and be like, yay, let's fill them all up. But if you don't need the grass, that's my one tip. Don't do it because you'll run out of mist and then you won't have any grass anywhere. Gloomstorm starting in 5 minutes. Quick, drink my tea. Okay, how are we doing for our crystal thing now? We are nearly there. One plank to go. And I'll leave him until the planks go up to like 50 again. I want to see all of that full. Yay, crystal mason, go. Crystal block being made. Okay, so in that case, seeing as that is happening now, I will queue up a grill. Now, that is just about within, maybe what I should do is move that into the middle there. That would make sense, right? So we've got a little bit of a thing going on over here. And then I'm going to put a stockpile or two, maybe. Probably just one for now. Next door. And that's going to be for the fruits. And we're going to change over our rad production into fruit production slowly. Or maybe I just put another farmhouse down and then we just do like fruits as well as rads. Over this side, maybe. Let's start building some fruits. Okay, since this is a gloom storm right now, let's unpause the cleric. We'll get some gloom clearing stuff going on. Because it is rather gloomy right now. And we need that to be cleared up. They're going to get gloom sick if I'm not careful. We've got some stinky cats as well. That's going to happen because we don't have spare cats. I think what I should do is, since we're not using planks at the moment, I'll pause that for now while we've got the gloom storm going on. And then we'll unpause that later. I don't really want to have to pause. Are you sleeping? I don't really want to have to pause the mana accumulator, but I could do that if I had to. That's another building that isn't strictly necessary, but it is kind of important for... They are doing a good job. Look, they've cleared all that gloom. But sorry, what was I saying? It's kind of important for progression, the mana accumulator. So I want to keep it going as much as I can, but if I don't have to, I don't have to. It looks like that little bed there at the gloom cleric is is where they go to recover from being gloom sick. So they go and have a little sleep at the gloom cleric and then they recover. How adorable. Okay, so we still have 0 unassigned workers. I don't really want to have like more people in the camp until I've got the food a little bit better. Let's assign that for fruits. Oh, and I could do with one for grilled fruits as well. That's a good point. Stockpile, and once that's built, we'll make that for grilled fruits. Because I think the grill itself will store a certain amount, so I think it'll store 10, look, but having some extra storage is not a bad idea. And I'll probably start to remove the rads because I would imagine that having grilled food is going to be more satiating and more happy. Unless they're getting happiness from the rads. They are, actually. So if I took their rads away, they would be unhappy. So let's just have a mix then. And for that, I might want an extra farmhouse. But for that, I then want extra cats. So we just need to balance this all out and make sure that it's all okay. Right, let's take the gloom clerics out because I think they've done their job now. There's no sick cats anymore. So what they're going to now do while the building is paused is go and clean up all the poop so we don't have stinky cats. It looks like some of them have been pooping in the forest. Okay, in the meantime, let's just get these closer to the mist that we want to clear because that way they don't have to... Well, I don't know. They probably do have to travel quite far because they've got to put them into the mist jars. I do wonder whether it would be quicker for them to clear the mist if their mist jar was by them. And they didn't have to walk so far. And then I can move it back. Or not move it back. I don't really know. I don't really care. I just want to make sure I've got enough crystals to build the things I need. Which I do seem to have at the moment. I don't know what other things are going to need crystals. But we can now do some scaling up. So let's unlock scaling up. We can have bigger stockpiles now. So I would like to start building these big stockpiles if I can. So let's have a look. They'll cost me 3 cut. Well, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's put like a large stockpile in, and that could be for wood. And I could change one of my other stockpiles to something else. So the hope would be that if I changed that to something else, like radrads, for example, that they would empty that out for me and put it over here. That would be the hope. So that's going to be my wood stockpile, and it just makes so much more sense to have that as a wood stockpile. That as a rad stockpile. Oh yeah, they totally just come and woof, move it all. Lovely. I think they need another litter box down here, because I saw some poops, which generally means there needs to be a litter box around that area. So I just put one there next to the... I'll just put the poop next to the water source. That sounds like a good idea, right? Okay, it looks like they have actually chopped all the trees here now. So I want to move them over here. And like I say, once we're done with that, we'll give them a forester and we'll put them up here. And they can chop down trees to their heart's content at a managed forest. But at the moment, they've still got all of this to go, so there's no point in worrying too much about that. Let's move these guys down a little bit. That should, I think, probably be enough now to uncover the whole mining area. I don't know what we do once we run out of crystals, though. I don't see any others like poking out in the mist over here or anything. They all seem to be in that bottom left-hand corner. So let's hope that we don't run out. Gotta drink this tea before it goes cold. Just give me a sec. Because one thing that I've noticed is it does seem to be the mist extractor cats that are extracting the mist and putting it in the jars. And then it seems to be the other... No, remind me tomorrow. Oh my goodness, I do not need an update in the middle of recording. Thank you, Windows. Okay, we're running out of planks a bit as well. So I've got one person free that can do planks. But that does mean... Ooh, grilled fruit needs to go in here. Sorry, that's grilled. And that's normal fruit. Okay, let's get some more fruits growing. They seem to be very on top of their work. As soon as I see plots that are not being tended to, that will be the time to sort all of that out. And we're just getting rid of all these dead trees. Problem I've got now, we do not have enough cats. We do have enough stuff to feed the cats. We don't really have enough cats. So what we will be doing in a minute is going up to something like 30 cats. So I'll build one thing of 15. Well, what I might do is get rid of all but a couple of these. I want to slowly go towards 30 cats, but I don't want to do that like straight in one go. I don't want to just add 12 cats in. So maybe we'll add 15, but we'll take away all but 2, and that would get us up to like 20 odd. Just manage it like that, and then just add extra homes until I'm happy with the amount. I don't want a massive explosion of cats because I worry they'll starve. We've already got stinky cats, but that's because we don't have an extra person to sort them out. Oh, you know what? The mason looks like he's not doing anything, so I'm going to pause that for a minute. Go and clean up poops and stuff. do buildings and things like that. We look like we're doing fine for the fruits. What's that about? Is there something going on? Are you not able to do something? You just don't have resources. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. You've got to wait for them to grow. Another line of them. And then we'll do another line of them. Okay, so that we've got quite a nice fruit farm going on there. I'm hoping that that will be some nice noms for them. At the moment, they've got 121 rads, but they don't have any fruits. So if I want to get their happiness up enough, I need more fruits. We're doing fine for wood at the moment, I think, but the wood choppers are now at a point where they don't have any wood left. We might want to put a small forester in at this point. I put him there. That will cover this whole top area. We can put as many trees as we want in there then. I don't really want to go too overboard with it because it's probably enough. I could put another water dispenser in there if I wanted to. We probably want a litter box up here. Litter box, maybe in the corner there. So it's on the sand. All the mist is in. All right, the miner isn't mining because it's in the wrong place. Let's move that down. There you go. That's your final mining spot now. That looks interesting. That looks like it could be... Oh, it's a crystal pit. Yeah, 99 out of 99. Let's move the litter box down here as well. And then we don't really need the mist collectors down here too much anymore. I feel like they've pretty much done their job. So I'm going to move this one. Maybe near to where I've got my wood cutters. But the wood cutters are going to get moved up to the forestry area. We are struggling now badly for enough cats to do everything. So is that covering the whole? It is not. And that is also not. I kind of need to put him there almost, but I can always move him later. So you've got this little forestry area. And what will happen is they will grow over the next half hour or so. And my little cat will be able to start cutting them down for wood. I'm starting to feel like we might not need 2 woodcutters for much longer, but I can always pause the building. There's a gloom storm coming in soon. Okay, that mist is all done. Let's just maybe move over there. Mist. And I'm going to move these mist bottles back up to where they originally came from. Lovely. My miner can, yeah, just stay down there. I don't know whether it'd be good to give him a stockpile or just let him go back and forth to the stockpile that's central and people can use. Kind of feel like we could use the grilled fruit guy for stuff. Okay, so anyway. Oh, bad times, bad times. Okay, so pausing the restaurant and I'm going to pause the mana guy and I'm going to unpause the gloom thing. Gloom cleric. So yeah, we're not actually getting research at the moment. Claw maintenance, we can unlock that now. Nice. And tier 3 has been unlocked, which is weird because I'm sure it said I needed 8 happiness for that, but oh well. So we can do ink processing now. So we can extract ink from ink nodes. You can pour the ink into a ravine, which produces enough ink to fill a 3x3 ravine. I haven't seen an ink node, so I don't know what that's all about. Terraforming creates or fills in ravines. I don't really want to particularly do that, but fine. A fuel power generator, which produces power, I'm guessing from the ink or something. Produces gloom fuel when chopped down, only grows on gloom creep. Required building, forester. Now the problem with that is you've got to leave the gloom, which is so weird. Because you really don't want to do that. So I don't know, like, how you would maintain, how you would tell a cleric that you want to maintain one particular area with gloom. Not sure how that would work. And then a deep collector collects mist extract from deep below the ground and must be placed in a ravine. So that would be really good because at that point you would have all the water you wanted. It would be amazing. Look, we actually do have, I don't know how, but we've got some grilled, oh no, we've got fruit coming in, but we don't have grilled fruit yet. That's cool. Once the gloom storm's over, I will have a look at changing about the housing arrangements, but I don't want them to be unhappy with the gloom storm and to be unhappy with their housing arrangements at the same time. So we'll just wait for that to be over. Should just be a minute because we were on triple speed. And then I'm just going to put them in some bigger and better houses, and then we'll play around with the gloom trees. I like I say, I just don't know really how I would manage. I don't know how I'd manage the gloom. Like, how do you manage it? How do you make them want to? Let's have a look. Is there any kind of, that's building priority? But they just naturally go and they do that, and it's like, well, if I want my cats cured of gloom sickness, and if I want my cats to be not sitting in gloom in their buildings and things, then I don't really, I do really want the gloom clerics to be there. Okay, so gloom storm is over. We can open back up the restaurante. There we are. So they're going to start grilling up the fruits now, which will be making them very happy. So they're up to 8 happiness now. Maybe it's not an unlock condition. Maybe it's that that's the maximum they can get up to with that particular level. Maybe that's what it meant. I don't know really, but ink extractor. Okay, well, let's actually start doing this again because we had to pause that, and I'm going to start working on their housing. So what I'm going to do is demolish a couple of these because I want to kind of be a bit managed about how I do this. So we have housing for 12. 15 plus 12 would be 27. I'm not sure I want to go from 18 to 27. So let's remove another 2. That would give us 6 plus 15, which would be 21. That would be okay. So let's build a double home. So we've got this big old monstrosity of a house here for them. I want to get them up to 30 ideally, but I don't want to do it like right away. I want to know that they've got the food to support them. Because we've got this lovely, well-working area that's doing really well, and I don't want to ruin it. Gonna move some of the shrubs next to the big house there. Move these over here. Why do we only have 3 shrubs there? Oh yeah, because there were 3 down the middle. Right, right. Just gonna make sure that they've got plenty of nice things around their house. They need to remove that. Ah, it looks like they may have full log storage at the moment. Is that right? No, we just don't have any extra cat. Oh, right, okay. We don't have extra cats for building. So I'm going to take the restaurant cat away and make them build. That's why nothing is happening. And then we'll get some more cats moving in and they will help with everything. So there we are. We have enough home space for 21 cats. Do we think we could do... I feel like I want to remove these other 2 homes and then build another one of those homes and get it up to 30. I mean, I've got the grilled fruit coming in now, so maybe they'll be okay and they won't starve. All right, let's go for it. Let's just do it. I can build the home and I can always like then move it around a bit later. Let's build it there and then I'll put them there and I'll surround them with decorations and they'll look lovely and I'll move them about and we'll get rid of all this debris. So at the moment we've got 18 cats and 3 of them are homeless, so we're not going to be having extras yet. There we are, 30 cats. Oh, they need to move that stuff. It's so bad. It's so bad. I can't move anything into the right place until all the debris is gone. Come on. Get it done. So they'll be able to start having kittens and stuff and we'll start to see extra. And I'll be able to then put permanent residents into each building and everything. We'll be able to keep Gloom Clerics almost there all the time at that point. We'll have headroom. Let's put it that way. The miner seems to be happily doing their thing. We have a lot of crushed crystal that we don't have anywhere for. So what I'm thinking is to build a big storage for rads. And then change the rad storage into crystal storage. So that's rad storage now. And that one is going to be crushed crystal storage. We seem to be okay for processed crystal storage. And then, sorry. And then, that's much better. Yeah, that's working. Cool. Come on, they've got to get rid of this. But I've only got 1 cat doing all the building and everything. It's a bit of a nightmare. And it's basically my chef cat. So we need them to have kittens. We've got 4 kittens now. So we've just got to wait for them to be adults. And then they will become unassigned workers. It's just going to take a minute. The farmers seem to be struggling a touch though. So as soon as I have a few more, I'll put another little farmhouse in up here maybe. Actually, I say that and then they all catch up. It's just because they just did a harvest, right? They do take a while to grow. Yeah, I mean, that's okay, I think. I think if I have a lot of spares, then I will put another farmhouse in just so that I can make sure they're all okay. Right, we can finally start to move this where I want it a little bit more. So I'm going to move this down by 1. And move this up there. And then I'm going to move all the decorations so that they're just sitting around it nicely. And what I realize I haven't built them at all yet. I actually, just for the sake of my sanity, we're going to do that. And we're going to put them a scratching post in. That's huge. Put it there. Yeah, it covers the whole home there, look. So that really is like fine just to put right there. I really need more cats. So many are kittens right now. I don't know how long it takes for them to grow up into proper big cats that can do things. But until we can, we don't have any fruits to grill anyway, so. Once we've got a few more cats, I'll be able to do more stuff. So those 8 kittens, we have to feed them at the moment, but eventually they will become big cats. Look at them. Look at your little kitten nursery going on here. Look. They just don't do anything though, and they just eat. And they just eat and eat and eat. And be unhappy. So we're running out of grilled fruits, and that is making their happiness go between 6 and 8 a lot. But I think this is very well managed, personally. I think we're doing a good job. But I need that little extra bit of population before I start doing new things. Because I can't do new things until I have a little bit more help from these guys. So hurry up and grow into a big kitten. How long is it going to take you? I can rename all of them. They have very cute names, but yeah, you can rename all of them. Works at the water spout, carrying nothing. Focus camera on workplace, follow workers. You can't do much with the individual cats. They just go and do things. I can't see how long it's going to take them to grow up either, which sucks because it's like, I just have to wait. I just have to wait for them to grow up. And start being able to help. Okay, well, let's have a look anyway at what we need for our new, like, ink stuff. Well, what we first need is 2 more points of mana. Okay, we're about to get there. Here we are. So let's unlock that. I feel like I might want to skip terraforming. I don't know that that's going to be very, very useful for me. It might be. But I can probably just do things with the natural ravines I've got. But the deep collectors and the large liquid storage is going to be extremely useful, I feel. I feel like probably now I've got... Once the kittens grow up, I might put a second mana researcher in just so that we can speed that up a little bit. You need to move up to the tree farm. I am actually going to pause one of the woodcutters. We have enough wood right now. These are taking my entire life to grow. Aha! I think the kittens have grown up a bit. Yes, we have grown-ups now instead of just kittens. Perfect. So everything's going to be going very nicely now. Right, okay. So I think we definitely can open up the restaurant again. The grill. I call it a restaurant. It's just a grill, really. So we're going to start grilling the fruit, which will make them a lot happier. They're 9 happy. Oh, their scratching post is giving them 3. Wow. That is amazing. They have... No, it's 11 now because we've got the grilled fruit back up and running. So we're getting them up to about 11 happiness. That is amazing. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so let's do some ink. So I'm just trying to work out what it's for. 3x3 ravine. Ink from ink nodes. Have we found any ink nodes? Like, I don't know what an ink node is. So it's certainly not something that we gather. So maybe it just is you put it somewhere and it just does it. Let's have a look. Production. Crystal mason. Liquids? Liquids. So mist extract and ink into water. So it's 2 7x7 ravine. So it would make it, that would fill a massive ravine. You'd need a bit more wood for power. I'm not really sure what this is for, how this makes them happier, how this progresses the game, really. I'm getting to a point where I'm not really sure what this is about, but I think it might be about getting them more water. So let's have a look at an ink extractor and see if there's anything I can do with it. Doesn't look like it. So what I think I might do then, because I can't see any ink right now, I'm not sure if ink is in the game. Not sure if what we've done so far is most of what we can do, because tier 3 seems to be very much about getting yourself full water. See, a mana shroom that only grows on gloom, and it's like you have no way. I don't feel you've got enough of a way to control gloom for that to be a thing. What do? Just not bother? Well, maybe you just let the gloom go everywhere, but then what if it goes on your grass? You don't have any farming then. You kind of do need the gloom clerics to do their thing. Why do we not have any clerics right now? I've got all of these cats sitting here doing nothing, unassigned, and they're not coming to be gloom clerics, which is quite concerning. Ah, I must have minused it. That's my fault. I was a little bit worried there, but I think we'll be okay. Yep, they're doing their thing now. Wonderful. Yeah, I should have paused the building. For some reason, I minused the cats out of the building instead of pausing it, which I shouldn't have done. So there's a lot of gloom everywhere. I'll be working on that for a while. Because we have some other extra cats, though, I'm thinking of building another mana extractor thing. Mana accumulator. Pop it there, I think. And then I'm thinking of maybe having a couple of them extra doing mist collecting so that we can see if we can maybe remove enough by the end of the episode, which we're coming towards anyway. I feel like we're kind of getting towards the end of everything anyway, but like I'd love to see if I can uncover some ink. So I'd like to get as much of the mist away as possible. So we've still got 4 extra. We're doing really well for food now as well. I think I might put some more fruits in. I see no reason not to just completely like fill this up with food for them. Other than the fact that we might need to put another house down at some point. And decorate it. So I'll leave maybe a little bit of space there, just in case we want to have an extra house. Now, one thing I do see sometimes is like empty fields. It seems like they have a fruit harvest and then they get back to planting, and they do that quite quickly. So I'm not too worried about the amount of housing, the amount of farmhouses I've got. I think 4 cats doing this is fine. You see, look, they've got them all. They take a long time to grow, you see. You click on that, it's going to take ages. So they're doing a fine job of that, I think. Got 50 fruits. Oh! Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now, I think, is put in a large stockpile for grilled fruit. And then just change the grilled fruit stockpile into a normal fruit stockpile. Because they're processing them quite quickly, but there's no room for the actual product. So I feel like things like that do help. They just help keep everything on a level, really. I kind of feel like we might need a large stockpile for the crystals as well. So maybe we'll do that next. So that can be for crushed crystal. We've got 8 spare cats. I am just gonna like throw them into mist collecting, I think, so that we can try and uncover some more of the map. Now, if I'm going to be doing that, I'm probably going to need a little bit more of the liquid containers. They don't cost too much to do, so let's just do another 4 of them. And one more mist collector, like over here. I'm just going to try and see if I can uncover any ink. Because there's the one thing I don't have. I've got all the crystals over here. Because it allows you to unlock all of that, but it doesn't seem to be anywhere that I can see. Unless I have completely missed my mark there. But the other thing I can try that I didn't try is putting it in like running water. So let's just see if it will go in there. It does say it's an ink node though. It says extract ink from ink nodes. So yeah, it doesn't seem to go anywhere here. So I guess that somewhere around there'll be some kind of ravine or something that has ink in it. But I just don't know where that is. See, mist collectors are like free. So then, well, they're not free, but like they just take labor to make. You don't need to worry too much about that. And also I've got plenty of extra cats. They're well fed. We've got a really good settlement going. It's very stable. Only thing we could maybe do with is a couple more farmers. Oh, here we are. Okay, so this stockpile was going to be for crushed crystal, which would free up. Oh, okay. I was going to change that into crushed crystal, wasn't I? Free up that one to be like normal crystal. So the haulers are just going to like change all that about a bit. That is a stockpile for crushed crystal, crystal block, plank, crystal block, wood. Okay, so I'm going to say plank, crystal, crystal. So we've got plenty of room for everything. That there is meant to be for fruit. Right, okay, I want that to be changed to just fruit. Gives us a bit of headroom on the fruit. And that needs to be for grilled fruit. So they'll come over and change all that about in a minute as well. Look, my little hauler dudes. They're going to change that all around. Lovely. So now we have like 100 storage for fruit, and we've got 250 storage for the grilled fruit byproduct that we end up having. That's all good. We got 318 mana, so we're getting well towards being able to do terraforming and gloom power. But honestly, I'm thinking like deep mist collection is more like what I'm going to be wanting. But I haven't even worked out how to do the ink processing, so I'm not really sure on that one. I could still do a little bit more. I want to get the map uncovered basically at this point. So I'm going to get another 2 of them onto mist collecting. I'm just going to keep trying to uncover as much of the map as possible and see if an ink deposit does decide to show its face somewhere. I would imagine it might be towards one of the corners of the map, and the reason I'd say that is that probably the reason you'd want to do ink collecting. Let's just assign these. They're all going to be for mist for now, and then I'll do some new ones for ink. The reason you might want to do ink collecting, I'm imagining, is that you would use it to get more water. So I think it's like a roundabout way to get water. Unless ink is used for something else, but converts mist extract and ink into water, which produces enough water to fill a 7x7 ravine. So it's a much more powerful. So one of these really big ravines we could probably fill in. And the other thing that we could probably do is when we've got the terraforming, we can make the ravines in the exact size and shape we want. So that's probably going to be quite useful. There's 3x3 is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, probably like 9 squares worth of ravine filled in there. So probably a big ravine like this might be possible with the ink. So it would make a lot of sense to do that. But then obviously you're then going to run out of mist. And then you're going to want to get the deep wells in. So I probably wouldn't, until you get deep mist collection, I probably wouldn't want to be relying too much anyway on the ink for things like food. But once you've done that, you could really explode your population a lot, because you'd be able to have grass everywhere. And once you can have grass everywhere and have all the ravines filled in, you can basically just grow food over the whole map, which is amazing, and just food and trees. Okay, so looking at it, I think I could probably get away with having some crystals being made now. I don't really need them for anything particular. Okay, we're really getting to see a lot more of the map now, which is nice. So my job at the moment is going to just be to move around these mist collectors so they can do their job. I can't put bottles by every mist collector at this point. They're just going to have to go back and forth with it. Oh, I see something over here. Hang on. Might this be ink or might it be gloom? I'm not sure. This is where ink comes from gloom or something. I really don't know though. This looks like gloom. I don't know what to do with that though. Is it gloom? Is it ink? Who knows? I'll probably know more when I can see a bit more of it, but it's definitely something black, grayish color. So much mist. It's really good because it means that like if you run out of that, that's your food gone. So you really need to make sure you've got enough. And you need to make sure that they've got enough storage for it as well. Okay, this one is going to get rid of all of this, and then I'll move it up. Just making sure that they've all got something to do. I'm hoping against hope that this might be what we're looking for, but I don't know. It could just be gloom. Haven't had a gloom storm in ages either. We've nearly done the last one here, and then I can move this one up. Just on the off chance that the ink is under there. Yeah, like I said, very much doubted that it would be. So now this can come up here at least, and they can carry on doing this bit. And these guys down here can carry on doing the bits at the bottom. Just keep it on 3 times. We've got a gloom storm coming in, sadly. Oh, how interesting. They can't go up there. Oh, it's in a ravine, of course. That would make sense, right? Okay, so I'm just waiting for them at the moment. Nothing is filling up too much. I think fruit storage is nearly full. I'm going to make just another big storage for the fruits to go in, I think. We've got a lot of food. It's working very well for us. Honestly, I'm wondering if we could do with some more cats. Just to try and open this all out. But I think ink might be this corner. I've got a strong suspicion. I don't think I ever took the gloom cats out. No, I didn't. So they just get to do their thing. They just get to chill when there's no gloom storm. But yeah, I'm very ready just to have the map. Actually, I've got woodcutters, right? Sat there doing nothing, just waiting to chop trees or from the wood farm. And I'm happy for one of them to do that, but I would like the other one to maybe just get some of the trees around here because they're kind of in the way of what I'm wanting to do. And I'd like to put some more liquid storage in. This should be enough to last me a while. Oh, that's nice. I can tell it what to be before it's built. That's quite useful. I'm going to carry on because I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm close to stuff. What's this? A gloom tree. Oh. Right. So we are in a point now where I could do things like grow gloom mushrooms and stuff around there. Okay. Terraforming, gloom power, deep mist collection. I feel like deep mist collection might be something I want ahead of time. You know that. I don't usually do them out of order, but I feel like that might be good. Then I'm gonna need another 1,000 for the terraforming and gloom power, but that will come along very, very fast. So I get gloom fuel from the gloom tree. So the gloom that's up here has actually produced something cool and it's maintaining itself. You know, I was saying I was wondering how I was going to manage the gloom and manage to not have the gloom clerics like take it away. And this is probably how. So there's a few things I can do. So I've now got gloom mushrooms, which generate mana when harvested. Ah, I can put a little farmhouse up there. Okay. Okay, let's do this then. So, crops, mana shroom. Grows on gloom creep. So I could put these over here. And we could basically... Oh, probably need to move that one, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. And I could put a little farmhouse up here. Possibly. Or there, maybe? That might cover it a lot. It's a bit rough there, isn't it? I'll put it there for now, just so that they're not having to work in the gloom as much, but the gloom clerics they'll have to like cure them from sickness a lot more now I'm actually farming on gloom. Yeah, why not? I'm also feeling like I need more cats. They have plenty of food, so I see no reason not to have more cats. I'm going to put them in a little cat house here. Just going to make sure that I've got coverage from the farmhouse for the gloom there, which I do. So we can just put plenty of gloom shrooms in. And then my 1 or 2 remaining cats will do that. But I feel like we do need another house and we need to get some more kittens in. And we're starting to sort of run out of stuff there. So I'm just going to make sure that there's no there's no mist collectors that have nothing to do. Because eventually we'll have all the mist done. And once that happens, I will get all of these cats back to do other jobs. But I am trying to see if I can look for ink, and I just don't know where to find it at the moment. So I'm just like trying to clear the mist as much as I can so I can try and find the ink. We are going to get stinky cats soon, so they're going to be a bit unhappy with their stink. There's a mist collector there doing nothing at all. Well, once the house is built, we'll get more cats and then we'll get kittens. So we've got 4 kittens there. Once they grow up, they'll tidy everything up and sort everything out for me. That'll be fine. Oh, that was meant for fruits. Oops. I'm terrible at assigning storage, aren't I? That one has nothing to do. Go and help those guys down there. So we're now sort of trying to... We've got a couple over here trying to clear this corner. We've got a couple up here trying to clear this corner. I'm hoping to find ink. Maybe even in this gloom area. Now, there's a chance that these cats that are doing gloom farming... They might end up being a bit gloom sick, but there is a place that they can go and lie down and get rid of that. So that is fine. Is there anyone not doing anything? Okay, planks look like they're doing well, so I'm going to pause the plank building. I'm also, just for now, going to pause the crystal mason, just so I've got some cats to clear up poop, because we're going to get stinky if that doesn't happen. These guys are doing a very important, useful job. This guy's doing an important, useful job. You're doing an important, useful job. All the mist collectors are doing a very important job. The crystal miner is as well. I've paused that wood collector. Actually, I probably should pause this wood collector and allow this wood collector to collect wood, because we are actually starting to run out a little bit and we don't want to run out of power, because that could be a problem. Oh, one thing I have realized. 20 power. Oh yeah, we do. We need 5 of the 20 power, sadly. So we do need to keep burning the wood for power. It's a bit annoying. Okay, so we're down to 9 cat happiness. They need a few decorations around this home here, so I'm just going to build a couple of lampposts and things. Does the cat scratcher cover them? No, it doesn't. So I'm actually going to move it. I know this is like prime real estate space on grass, but I am still going to move it there because I want it to cover all the housing. And put a few shrubs around the bottom there. It's not gonna be the greatest looking. Once I have better water production, I will then start to look into that a bit more. But at the moment, deep collector to be placed in a ravine. It could go there. I'm interested in what this will do because this is going to probably be quite game changing for me. That is full of some kind of water. I'm going to be interested to see whether that is maybe ink. So liquids, ink extractor. If it is, I can't do anything with it right now. Okay, guys, you're going to have to go into the deep gloom. Sorry, I'm afraid. I'm just going to keep looking and see if I can work out how to get ink. Move this one up. Hopefully the kittens will grow up soon and then they'll start cleaning the poop up for me. Aha! Gotcha. I knew it was a case of just having to find the right place for it. There we are. So ink extractor, go. I will still continue to try and clear as much mist as I can and to store it in these bottles. We probably need some more as well. In fact, I think we might now have the large liquid storage. So I would like to do that. I don't know if they'll be able to decant into it. I hope they will. Fingers crossed. Move this guy over here to collect a bit of wood. Because I can build loads of trees, so my power woes will be over once I can have a bit more water. This is not being built because it just isn't. We have all the stuff, don't we? Yeah, they're just not building it. They're not bringing the stuff over. I've got unassigned workers. Weird. So I'm going to put mist in there. And I'm going to start to change some of these over to ink. And see whether the bottle will get decanted into a different bottle. Will they start doing it? Yes, they will. Okay. I want them to put it in here, really. So I'm going to change a lot of these bottles to ink. And just see if they'll start filling this up for me. Yeah, 1,200 in there. Whereas there's only like 100 in each of these. So these 12 bottles should all go into there. In fact, I can make them be empty. I can just make them be empty rather than make them ink. And then I can move them around wherever I want then. Or I can destroy them even if I don't, like, want them. So that's much better. So it's like an entire massive tank full. Okay, so we are waiting for resources. I will need to get the crystal mason back in, but the kittens have grown up, so that's fantastic. So we're getting somewhere with it all now. Yeah, so just get all my mist into there. Just taking them a little while to do, but that's fine. So I'm not going to tell them to do too much at once, but... Oh, look! Yes, we are filling up with ink now. Okay. Oh, let's get a power thinger in here. Oh, this is all opening up now. I felt like I'd hit a bit of a wall there, but now it's all opening up. The only thing is we're running out of wood a little bit. Let's see how the guys down here are doing. Doing great. The gloomstorm coming in though. That should be okay though. Oh, I'm having so much fun. It's really, like I said, it's really opening up now. We'll get these little bits down the bottom gone, and then we'll start working on this bit in the corner. They're doing a great job. And like I say, once I've done all the mist clearing, then I'm going to have so many cats spare. It's going to be really good. Sorry, this is going to be a long video, but I feel like it's kind of worth it. I really do. Are they getting ink from the... No, they're not. I was like, are they getting ink from the... No, the ink is coming from the ink collector. The ink collector itself doesn't have power, though, I've just realised. And probably needs it. So let's pop that in. Completely cleaned out this area in the corner now. We're getting there with this bit. We're also getting there with this bit. I just need a bit of patience. 2 sick cats, which doesn't surprise me. We might eventually want to have more gloom cleric areas so that the sick cats can rest a bit more. So we'll have to see. Power is on -25. Ah, was there something really power hungry? I feel like there might have been. So I'm going to need to put in another wood-powered generator. And we're going to need to make sure that there's enough wood for that. So that should produce... How much does it produce? 20. This is producing 35. This deep collector is powered oh, okay, it's just collecting all the mist. Okay. Maybe that's because we need more mist storage. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We have a lot of mist now. Which makes me feel like I could probably get away with filling another ravine at this point. And then we could move maybe our wood down to a different ravine. So let's try putting in one of the, another wood power generator. So we're going to want to really massively increase the size of our tree farm or put in another tree farm. Maybe up here, actually. This is a massive ravine. So, yeah, I'm going to try and put in the ink purifier in this ravine here. And I'm going to put a power thing next to it. And I'm going to hope to goodness I don't run out of wood. So let's start chopping down some of these dead trees up here. And let's unpause this worker. Oh, we've got a lot of mana now. We don't need you guys. We can open up everything. That can just pause. I can get them back. Let's have a look at the mist collectors down here as well. We do still kind of need them for a little bit of mist collecting, but they will be out of that very, very soon. This is all working well. But yeah, I need tree farms and I need them now. Okay, that's supposed to fill a 7x7 ravine. Oh yes, here it goes. Just gotta let it do its thing for a bit, but I'm gonna build a second forester because what I don't want is for the trees to be all gone. So I want to move this one out of the way eventually. I then want to move the homes onto a different patch so this can all be farmland. Oh, here we go. Yes. However, do we have enough ink to keep that going? How much ink is it using? And how much ink is this producing? And how much ink are we storing? Those back there are all meant to be ink. I would like to build some more of these big liquid tanks if I can. So let's see if we can. I know they take some of this, and it is a finite resource, sadly. The crystals. So we've only got so many of them. All right, mana-wise, let's unlock gloom power. Okay, I could put a forester on gloom and do gloom trees. We can also unlock terraforming now. Which might help. I don't know. I don't know how to sort of... Captain! We have a crisis on our hands. The annual catnip festival is coming up, but some of our cats have too much grumpiness in their hearts. We need to overcome grumpiness with festiveness. But luckily, since this is just a demo, we don't have to deal with this crisis yet. Phew. The full game will come with new stuff like underwater farms, catnip distribution centers, mana tech, and optional story events that will require you to adjust your production priorities to succeed. See you then. I will continue because there's a few things I still want to do. I haven't built all the buildings yet. But yeah, that's done. That's doing a huge area. I don't know whether we will find any more ink spots ever again, though. But we definitely have enough mist to put more areas in. Okay, so I think what we will do The ink is holding its own actually, but I don't want to do any more ink ones until we've got more ink areas. So what I would like to do now is to put like another tree farm in, because we're running really low on trees. Actually, also, seeing as we've got spare cats, let's just put some more chopping areas in. That way we should keep on top of the wood production, because I don't want to run out of wood. I run out of wood, I run out of power, I run out of power, all the pumps go down. Not ideal. Just gonna move these guys over. So what haven't we looked at yet? Landscaping. Let's have a try. Ravine fill, so I can fill that ravine in. If I want to make a ravine, pretty easy that. If I want to make a ravine, again, I'm not sure why I would want to. Just maybe to have things in the right places. So let's try one explosion to make that a different shape. See if a cat will come along and do that for me. Will come and be my exploder. I mean, this might be a good way of making the ravines neater. For example, there are 7 storages not set. Are they all mist and ink storage? Yeah, so we don't need tons of ink storage. The top line is fine for ink. I think I'm just going to make these into mist storage, so we're not wasting any mist. I know I tried to get all the mist out of there so that they would fill the... I just wanted them to fill up the big bottle, you know that. But I don't mind them having like extras since they're already basically built. Okay, so the other large liquid storage that I was going to have for ink, I might just have that for mist, because we don't have tons and tons of ink coming in, not like I thought we might do. So what I'm going to do with that, but these deep collectors are great. Basically now I can make water from these. Then I can fill the ravines up. That's probably another reason why you might just want a ravine the size of the deep collector. The size and shape. And so I could explode that a little bit and put another deep collector in there as well. So that is another reason. Let's unpause the plank maker. I couldn't believe how much I was getting all of a sudden in mana as soon as I started doing that shroom farming. However, it's probably not needed anymore, is it? So what I can do is put a forester in this gloom area, and I can grow trees here. Aha! Look what I found. What I found, people. How much power does the ink thinger take? 10. So we need more power for that. So I would like the tree farm up and running first. I can find it. It's under crops, isn't it? So let's have a forester here. We just put loads of trees down. Got plenty of room, plenty of green space. We're at a point now where the green space isn't so much of a premium at all. So we can just go for it. That's so nice. I'll build myself a whole forest over here. I'll shove a load of woodcutters. Let's just have a look where that... Oh, it goes all the way up to the top of the map. Ah, that's perfect. Let's just put trees in all the way to the top of the map then. And that'll be our little forested area, and they can just chop down those trees over there. They'll be quite happy. This guy here can carry on just chopping these trees down, and hopefully then we won't run out of wood. I'm going to move this litter box over here. And I'm going to put in one more fire-powered generator so that we can get more ink. So more power, more ink, more water in the ravines. Means more green space. I don't know whether the ravine has to be dry to have a deep collector in it. It's something I'd like to test. How are we doing for power? Not great yet. So I think what I want to do... The tree farm is getting there. This mist collector needs to move. Go and help over here. We're nearly done with all the mist, which will, like I say, it'll give us a load of cats back, which will be great. There's a mist collector here not doing anything. But like I say, I feel like we're nearly finished. So there's a moon drop. What do we do with a moon drop? Interesting. That's probably a resource for the full game. But yeah, I just want to get all the mist gone. All of it gone. There's a little bit up there. I'll maybe get that at the end. We've also got a cat here who's a wood chopper who's not chopping any wood. So let's pop him in next to the forest again. Actually, no, for now. Why doesn't he chop all the trees there? And just while things are growing, you know? I've got 2 wood choppers here doing nothing. I've got 1 mist collector there doing nothing. So let's move them over there. Just so they can grab that corner. I'll have them all on tree chopping in a minute. Food is doing great. I'm glad I looked into the liquid stuff though. So ink spouts. Pours ink into ravines. Enough ink to fill a 3x3. Why would you want to put ink into a ravine directly? Why would you want ink in a ravine? Does ink in a ravine make ink spots? I think it might do, look. Because I think that ravine might be full of ink. Interesting. Okay, so I think we could put more trees in here, you know? More trees. All the trees. I don't know whether gloom fuel is like more worth it than wood. I'll have to have a look into like kind of what gloom fuel. Oh no, that's not going to work there. What gloom fuel kind of generators we have. So we can go all the way down to like here with the trees. So there, I think, is the corner. And there is the other corner. I think. Oh no, next to it, sorry. One next to it. There is the other corner. So we can go all the way around here with trees. And then we will never be wanting for them ever again. And like I say, when people come off of the mist jobs, we'll be able to put them onto forestry and cutting down trees and things like that instead. So that'll be wonderful. I'm hoping the forester can keep up with a forest this large. If they can't, then I will have to do something different. Man, they put gloom in my forest. Okay. So that is the size of kind of forest you can have with one forester, which is really cool. They take ages to grow, but that gives the forester time to plant more. So yeah, great job. Okay, so this mist guy is done. This mist collector is done. I'm gonna move you over here with your friends. The ones down here are getting there. Just gonna make sure they're all like dead close to where they need to. In fact, I'm gonna move that one kind of more down here. And this one to about there. So it can still grab those. These ones. I'm probably actually just going to delete them now. Okay, done. Lovely. So these guys are just finishing off this corner. I kind of like wanted to have the map clear by the end of the episode as well. So it's just another little thing I want to do. That is fine there. That needs to move a little bit next to its friend probably. Got a Gloomstorm. My clerics are working well. I feel like maybe we could have another Gloom Cleric instead of having all of these buildings. So I feel like they could actually... I've done everything I need to with mana now, so we could just delete them. Because they're taking power as well. And I could put in one more Gloom Cleric instead once they've taken the debris away. Yeah, we've got a lot of sick cats right now. So we definitely need another Gloom Cleric. Or maybe several. Oh, take that stuff away. I need cats to build the Gloom Cleric is the problem, but we just had a Gloom Storm, so it's not surprising there's sick cats. So the clerics are doing a good job at clearing away all of the gloom places, so they shouldn't have to work in gloom anymore. The farmers are still doing a great job. We've still got food, got plenty of water. Just the sick cat should start to come down now, but if I could have another couple of gloom clerics, that would happen 3 times as fast. So that's definitely the next place to go with it all. So what have we done and what have we not done and what do we need to do? We've done deep collection. We've made large storages. We haven't really played with gloom trees. We've done a little bit of ravine fill. We've planted mana shrooms. We've done an ink spout. We have not made a ravine full of ink yet. So that is the last thing I think I'm going to do before we wrap this up, to be honest. I also haven't checked whether filling this ravine with water will cause a problem with the deep harvesting. And I want to know that. I want to know if you need a dry ravine or if a wet ravine will work as well. In fact, the way to check that would be actually quite easy. What I would do is get the deep collector and I would see if it works in here, which it does. So that's fine. I guess they just wade through the water, don't they? So now we know it works in a dry or a wet ravine. How are my sick cats doing? We're down to 11 now. I don't really want to take too many of them off other jobs. However, we are now at a point where I think we can start deleting the mist collectors. Which is going to free up a lot of cats. I really wanted to rush through getting that done as much as I could. 1 mist collector for that will be fine. This will free up some cats to do other jobs like poop collection. Seems to be very much needed right now. Oh man, there was one little bit of mist up here. So I'll put a mist collector there. So we've got 1 in the corner there. We've got 1 here. I'm just going to put down right in the corner there to get rid of that last little bit of mist. But then I think we're all done. I think we've got all the stuff we need. Okay, so that wood chopper needs to come over and chop wood in the forest instead. So we should hopefully have plenty of wood now. We've got managed forests going on, which is great. Actually, why don't you, on second thoughts, go here? You can chop these trees until these ones are ready. How is the ink doing? 106. So now we have 5 power. I wanted to get the wood all sorted out, which I feel like we're starting to do. Nah, the wood isn't quite there, is it? So what I'm going to do next then is I'm going to put a normal water spout that just draws 5 in here. We can maybe get some more trees going in that ravine. Then I might move down here and do some more down with this ravine, but I might do an ink one down there maybe. So I feel like ink makes ink. Something up there. What's that? That's an ink source. Yeah. Ink makes gloom. Gloom makes ink nodes. You probably don't want too much more than this though. And then you can draw the ink out. But each ink extractor takes 10 power. So I would need one more for the 2 ink extractors I need one more ink area. And for that, I need to have more wood choppers. We've got 9 spare cats though. And it looks like they're not even keeping up with this big forest. So I feel like I could just put in maybe one more gatherer here. And then I'd like to move this one. Yeah, round about there, I think. And then just fill all that with trees. And I should have plenty of trees to choose from then. I don't know whether that tree will actually work or not. That one there. Mind you, I don't really like it aesthetically. No. Just no. See how far up it goes. Oh, it goes up one more than that. Okay, cool. Good to know. So this will be a bit of a late video today. I got up a bit late. Just been trying to, ever since my ear had that operation on it and everything, it's been a little bit harder to sort of be motivated and get back into the swing of things. I don't know why, but whenever something like that happens, it always seems to have that effect. Okay, so I can put some around here and I can put some up there. Obviously, we want room for the down to about there. But yeah, this is great. We're going to have so much wood and that will allow us so much power and that will allow us so much ink. The ink will allow us to basically fill the map with green. So there we are. I feel like we have pretty much covered everything now. So we've done terraforming. The only thing we've not done is made an ink spot somewhere ourselves. So I would like to do that. I'm thinking... we don't need that now. Maybe here we could put a little ink thing. So let's put a power. Oh yeah, let's make some more power quickly. That would be the first thing to do. So we'll make some more power. Now got a fuel power generator, which makes 75. Wow, we want to do gloom farming, don't we, really? Good grief. That's so much better. So if we had like a tree farm on here and we made gloom trees, so I will show you, forester, we'd put it maybe here. Then I could do gloom creep trees and we could actually forest them. I don't really want the forester itself to be on the gloom creep, but we'll just go up to here with it. And if we do that, we can then have a... And it looks, and like I say, it looks like the ink is what manages the gloom. We have gloom trees there, and we maybe have like one gloom tree thinger. Although I'm going to put one more normal wood power station in because we now have some really good wood production. So we're absolutely fine for that now. So wood power generator there. That will allow us to put some more ink production down, which will allow us to put more water down, which will allow us to put more forests and farms down, which will allow us to get more cats. You see how it goes. So we still got like little bits of wood that we could clear. And then if I wanted to, I could try and make like one side of the map ink and one side of the map grass, quite possibly. And I could completely terraform it. I could make it so that it was very even. I could then I could have certain areas that were just for homes, certain areas that were just for farms, and I could make it very, very neat now with what I've unlocked. So I'm not going to spend any more time on doing that because we've already been 2.5 hours and I feel like we're at a point now where I have explored pretty much everything. The only thing that we need to do now that I haven't done already is to make an ink source. So I feel like that's something that I just want to do before the end, and I want to see how it affects things, if it does what I think it's going to do. Ink. It's that one, isn't it? It's the ink spout. So it's going to make that into an ink ravine, and that should now make all of this into gloom, if I'm right about what I'm saying. So let's see if that's right. Build site lacks resources. Oh, explosives require the gloom fuel. Let's not worry about that then. I know what will happen. It will make a little ravine there. So we do need the gloom forester as well as the gloom mushrooms. Once you've got the gloom mushrooms, though, you don't need as much stuff going on. A couple of stinky cats, which is no good. Why have we got stinky cats? For a while we were struggling, though. For a while we were struggling for getting anybody to go out and clean poop, so hopefully that won't be an issue for too long. No, we don't have any stinky cats now. No resources in range and storage not set. Let's have a look. Storage not set. That needs to be missed. No resources in range. That is a mist collector that needs deleting. And there's a sick cat, but he's getting healed. That's fine. Yeah, look, there we are. So ink in a ravine makes gloom, water in a ravine makes grass. You can do various things on each of those things. So yeah, I'm kind of glad. I was kind of feeling like once I'd made grass and everything that I wouldn't want to look into anything else, but there's some really good stuff you can get. For example, my power is at 15 right now, and I could get more ink extractors if I wanted to. With that, but if I put down and this is the very last thing I'm going to do, promise, a fuel power generator, which is a bigger one here. I would fit maybe there or something. Hopefully I have all the stuff I need for it. Yeah, I do totally. So my spare builder cats, 5 of them, are all coming over and putting the stuff in. So if we give them just a minute to do that. Then we've got this giant power station, and I just want to see how that works. And we should be up then to like 80 power. I'll be able to put down any ink wells or anything that I want then. That's just the very last thing I want to look at. Because we've done all the food and everything like that. But yeah, this has been such a good game. It's really surprised me with just how cool it was, really. I love the idea of the, it took me a while to work it all out, but I love the idea of having the ink and having the water and having to manage it all. And sort of getting to this point of the game now where you're on the 3rd tier and everything's just nice. It's really, really cool. I mean, may need more litter boxes though. I can be more precise about where the litter boxes are now, because you definitely need one by your miner. Why did you just go there and poop for no reason? Wow. Probably one up by this tree farm here somewhere. I'm just going to make them do... Actually, no, because they're working on this. I don't want to take them away from that. They're nearly done. Here we are. But yeah, when a poop gets left around, you get a lot of stinky cats going past it. So... Oh, you know something I don't have right now is a stockpile for gloomwood. So I'm going to put a large stockpile in right here. It's going to be for my gloomwood. Boop. So as these things, and I need a woodcutter here, don't I? Yeah. Woodcutter. Be about there. So just cover that little bit of tree farm that we've got for the gloomwood. And that should just do it, I would imagine. 1 gloom fuel. You get 2 per tree. And that's going to make 75 power on the power grid. Which will be amazing. Okay, so... Oh, this cat's going to do all of this wood before it does the gloomwood. No! I imagine it's a lumberjack we need for that, though. What I'm going to do then... I've got 3 spare cats. I've got one here that's not doing anything because I moved the tree farm away. So you can come over and help. I'm going to put you there, though. I'm going to make you cut down all the gloom trees. So we can actually start making power. Have we got something? Okay, so this cat is cutting down the gloom trees. Ah, so this is now full of gloom fuel. And this is not full of gloom fuel. And this doesn't have the required resources, so... I think if we wait a minute, probably... Once that's full, they'll probably start bringing stuff over. I'm hoping. Oh, yeah, starting to go in the stockpile. We're up to 90 power on the power grid. There we are. So gloom fuel. We did it. We worked it all out. So this has been so cool. Mist. Deep mist collector. Ink water producer. Ink producer down here. What does the ink producer take? Oh, yeah, it just takes like an ink every so often. And so that the ink that goes in there will make it fill up. So yeah, this little cat has to keep going and getting ink. An ink bottle by here might be actually quite useful, but you use the ink that you get from the ink wells to make gloom areas and to make water areas. But you just got to be a little bit careful with your ink, though, because it can go up and down. But like we've managed to get quite a few ink areas here. And I'm not sure if they will show up over time down here. Eventually, we shall have to see. But I think I've done everything. I think I've covered now everything in the game. It's been a big old look at it, but it's like super cool. And I would really look forward to seeing how this progresses when it actually fully goes live and you get the 4th and 5th tiers and you have to do catnip festivals and things like that and change your production to try and work around that. So you'd get to this point where you're quite happy and you've got enough cats and you've got enough fuel and you've got enough food and everything. You're very comfortable. And then you'd need to start working on maybe just making the terrain nicer, making areas that you like the look of, and also working on certain particular parts of the production chain to try and do your festivals. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, then please do subscribe. I'll let you know when the videos are out. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.